Hi there, I wanted to do a review on this antenna, mainly because I have been looking for an antenna with a specific requirement for the space that I have. Now I changed from a vertical antenna. I've decided to go for a Yagi beam, and I've got a rotator as well. But it had to be of a sensible size, and I've come up with this, which was supplied from Nevada Radio, so that's nevadaradio.co.uk. Now, just so you know what the antenna is, it's called a DUAL, which is Delta Uniform Alpha Lever, so a DUAL PA144-432-17-2. Basically what that means is this is an extra high gain 144 megahertz and 432 megahertz dual band Yagi antenna with 17 elements. Now just what it says here about it, it says excellent gain on 2 meters, which is the 144 to 146 megahertz band, and also on the 430 to 440 megahertz band, which is obviously 70 centimeters. Wide band dual band antenna with low SWR on all frequencies. Now it comes in, my governing factor was the length of the antenna. Now the boom length of this is 2 meters. The boom size is made up from boxed alley in 20 millimeter sections, so it's quite, it's quite a reasonable size, but not going to the lengths of some of those larger antennas. Now what I'm going to do, I haven't even undone this yet, so we'll just pop that to the side. What I'm going to do is I'm going to undo this, have a little look at the instructions. I'm sure there are lots of bits and pieces that I need to look at, and then we'll come back to you when it's all laid out and we can start putting it together. Okay, so we've got everything unpacked and laid out. It was very well packaged. Really impressed. Initially I can see lots of numbering on the parts. The main boom, you've got numbers that are, I presume, going to correspond with these numbers, the cross members. And on initial inspection, an amazing set of instructions. Really pleased to see that this was the first thing that fell out of the package. So although I got this, I'm just going to show you, although I got this from Nevada Radio, you can see it comes from antennaamplifiers.com, and there's the model number, just in case you didn't catch it earlier. So it's Papa Alpha 144 432 17-2A. Okay, so what I'm going to do is start to put this together, and you can watch, and I'll show you the finished object at the end, hopefully. Okay, I've transferred over to the GoPro just so I can sort of show you closer up what we're actually doing. Now, in my previous clip I said there were some instructions here. They're not actually amazing, however, as you can see on the one of the main boom sections, they've got they're all numbered, and then if you, for example, pick out one of the cross members, you can see that they're all numbered as well. So I don't think it's going to be that difficult to put together. What I am going to do is, I tend to go a little bit overkill, but I'm just going to put a little bit of thread locker there's really probably no need to do that, and I acknowledge that. And I just look in here, you've got Nylox as well. Might not bother on there, but just really because of the position of where this antenna's going, it's going to be an absolute nightmare to get to if anything goes wrong. I just want to eliminate those possibilities at the outset. So now, what does it say? Starting with 1, paying special attention on orientation. Required torque 2.2 for 8mm elements, 1.4 for 4mm elements. Well, I don't have a torque ratchet, so there's maybe a little problem. If needed, align elements and screw tightly. Elements must stand in one plane. Oh, interestingly, before tightening all screws, apply thread lock or Permatex thread locker blue. That's interesting, because I hadn't read that before I suggested I was going to do that. So what I'm going to do to begin with is attach the cross members to each of the main centerpiece. So yeah, just watch away while I do this. Now, I've got my trusty Makita ratchet tool set. The screws in here are posies by the look of it. Yep, they're posies. So here we go. Posie 1. Oh, I think it's actually in here. There we go. So what you can see, I hope you can, is you've got 17A, 17B, you've got 17 on here, and then you have A and B. So what I'm going to do is just apply some of the thread locker. I did buy some of the Loctite, but I actually lost that, so I had to get a replacement bottle, and I've gone for it's called Extreme Thread Locker, and this is a medium strength. If I do need to get it apart, you can just crack the seal with these. It's not a permanent seal. So I'm just going to apply a little bit of that, and it does only need to be a little bit, but you need to get it round. There we go. It is a little bit sticky. I don't know if you've ever used it before. So what we need to do is just align the A, make sure we got it the right way, the A and the B up, and then just screw that in. And it actually goes in relatively easy, I have to say. There we go. Tighten it as much as you dare without over tightening it and then ripping the thread off. Okay, so that's one. Now we're looking for, the next one is 16. I have no idea. Oh, look at that. What's the chances? So this must be part of the 70 centimeter beam, being that much smaller. So again, as we did before, just apply the thread locker around there. Oh, a little bit too much on that one. Again, line the A and the B up. It's a little bit difficult to get started, but once you're away, he says, struggling with this one. Let's try again. Oh, this one is tight. There we go, it's started now. There we go, and just do that up nice and tight, but without ripping the thread from the aluminium center bead. I said they were posi heads. I'm just going to actually try the Phillips. They certainly look like posis, but I have to be honest, the bit isn't sitting in there as comfortably as I would like. And we'll just get this out, if we can get it out. There we go. I think it's that one. Let's just try that in there. Do you know what? Actually, I was wrong. I take that back. It is not a posi. It is a Phillips head, which is probably why I was finding it difficult to screw in. So we'll change that over. Now, we're looking for 15A. 9, 6, 13. What do we got over here? 7, 8, 15A. So this is another section for the 70 centimeter frequency range. There we go, just smear that all around there. Make sure you've got the A and the B's lined up. And then just screw that in. Again, nice and tight, but not overdoing it. Whoops. Okay. So 14. None of those. 12, 11, 14. Just make sure that goes around the thread. And the next one is 13. I've seen a 13 somewhere. There we go. So we're back to a 2 meter section. So for the 144-146 range, just smear that all around there. Again, make sure we got the orientation of the A and the B right. There we go. And we need number 12. 5, 12, there we go. Oh, far too much. Might have trouble getting that one off if I need to. I have to say, with the proper bit, it does make a difference. So I do apologise about that. The shape of the screw head did look as though it was a posi, but yeah, that was a mistake on my part. Right, we're looking for 11A. There we go. And I think this is the last one for this section. And then we're just going to transfer over to the other box section and do the same. So there's the first one. So we'll put that over there. And then we'll start here with, what have we got? 10. Dum, 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 dum. 10, 10, 10. Nope. 5, 10. There we go. Oh, getting a little bit keen on the thread locker now. I need to be more careful with that. Nine. There we go. The dash of tools now, and I think this is a number. Yeah, number 8. So we're just going to do that up. Like so. Again, tighten it as much as you can without damaging the actual boom or the thread. There we go, and turn that back over. Right, now we have 2 more sections to put on. So yeah, and going back to that section there, I didn't use the thread locker on it because obviously there was a nylock washer within the body of the nut. Right, get the correct bit back in the screw and get that in. Oh, that's gone slightly off. Let's start that again. There we go. And then the last one. Okay, so that's the second section, and obviously I will join those together. Now we need to check out how those go together. Okay. Right, so it appears that the connector sits in its own little block over here, which is this. I'm not quite sure that actually looks like it's broken. Let's take this off. this, yeah, this has got a nylock on the other side. It looks like I may be having to do a small repair here. So actually, I don't... Oh, do we? Let's have a look if this one will do. It looks like I may have to go and get some super glue. So unfortunately, this was damaged when I received it. So I'm going to go and get the correct size spanner, some super glue. I'm going to have to fix this, otherwise this is not going to go together. So I will be back with you shortly. Now, I've just taken this all apart, and I was just going to glue one side, but interestingly, I've noticed that this has also come adrift here, and so I'm going to have to glue both of these, which I have to say, despite it being so terribly well packaged, I'm quite disappointed by that. But don't really have an option here. So we're going to use some super glue. And just put this back together. And hope that this does the trick. I'm going to do one at a time, because inevitably if I do both, one will go wrong. And hope that this does the trick. So just going to put a bit of pressure on that, and then I'll glue the other one. That doesn't seem too bad. And then we'll just do the same down here. And then this, which way does that go? That goes, whee! That screw sits inside there. I'm going to put a little bit more glue on that actually. I didn't think it covered the whole of the base. So we'll just run some along there as well. There we go. And pop that in there. Now we'll just let that go off. Now that it's back together, you can see that this sits on the boom. Take these 4 screws out, and that is what the connector is going to sit in. So hopefully that should work now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to assemble that, so that screwing it to the frame the right way, must make sure that the cable entry is the right way. Screwing it to the frame will hopefully pull it taut. And we just need to push that screw through there. There we go. And then we've got the nylock, which I put in here to put back on the other side. Put the spanner on that. Change the ratchet. And away we go. I'm going to be really gentle with this. There we go. That's like so. And then that sits on the top and in there like that. So we'll do that while we're here. We'll just take the 4 screws out. 4 long screws. So all we're going to do is sight that in there. Now you'll notice that it comes from the suppliers with almost it's not silicone, it looks like silicone, it's almost a hot glue sealing weatherproofing finish. So we just sit that on there and then get those screws back in. Change the ratchet, get it started, and then yeah, there we go. So I'm going to leave that slightly loose. I like to do them all up at the end, otherwise you can have problems getting the last or some of the screws in if you pulled it tight in one direction. And the last screw in, and then after that's done, it's just a question of going around tightening all those screws. I tend to do the opposites as you would do on a wheel when you put it back on a car, so just be really careful with this, because the plastic on this did seem a little bit brittle, but problem overcome. There we go, and the last one. There we go. So that's the connector in place. Problem overcome. So now what we've got to do is put these two sections together. Now, we seem to have some U-bolts. Ah, here we go, that's useful. So they are going to slip over there like so, and the same the other side. So what I shall do is lay it on the ground to do this. This one's going to be a little bit fiddly, and that one goes over there like that, and then they're clamped together with 4 nuts, and there we go. So one goes through there. Once you get one in, I'm sure they'll all begin to line up. There we go. Again, I'm not, oops, forgot the washer. I'm not putting any thread lock on these because these nuts have nylocks in them. Wrong spanner. Right spanner. Now this one has got a head on the other end, so we have to use the ratchet screwdriver. There we go. Just get that tightened. Again, I'm not going to do it right up. We'll get one in the other section. That should go through quite easy. Push that through, put the washer on, nylock, spanner on, and away you go. I'm going to do these up quite tight because this should nicely line up now, so I'm not worried about putting the other 2 nuts on. Of course this could backfire. There we go, one went through easily. think before I do that one up, I'm going to put the last one in case I have to undo it. I'd rather only undo a few rather than all of them. Yeah, this one's not lining up. I wonder if I put it in that way. Yeah, the hole is slightly, well, it's not quite lining up, so I'm going to take a little bit of pressure off of this one. Which then hopefully will allow me, oh, come on, wrong way on the ratchet. There we go, which hopefully will allow a little bit more movement through on this one. However, it's not happening. Let's see if there is. So finally, after a little bit of a nightmare, I'm sorry I had to leave the connection of this joint and the GoPro SD card ran out. So, but this was literally, it was quite easy to do. But anyway, this is the finished antenna. So as you can see, it's about 2 meters tall. The only thing I've added since the last bit of footage was this bracket, which I need to leave loose because it's going on the pole when we get it up on the rotator. But all in all, quite a nice antenna. It feels sturdy, apart from the rattling of this. Slightly disappointed with the connector here, with the block being damaged. But yeah, I'm really happy. So once it's up in position, we can report back with our findings.